Hey everyone, it's Graham, and today I'm taking you through a journey on Swiss Air's business class from Zurich to Montreal. If you've ever wondered what it's like to fly business class on Swiss, or if you're just here for my overly enthusiastic commentary on airplane food and in-flight entertainment, you're in the right place. Swiss Air has built its reputation on efficiency and understated elegance, but does it truly deliver on the long-haul business class experience? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect from the check-in process to landing in Montreal, and everything in between. Let's get started. The Zurich Airport experience. Function over flash. Let's begin where every good journey starts, the airport. Zurich Airport is everything you'd expect from Switzerland. Clean, functional, and efficient. But let's not pretend it's a visual marvel like Changi or Hamad. However, Swiss Air's business class perks immediately elevate the experience. We entered via the business class drop-off area. Unfortunately, we hit the airport during the afternoon rush of transatlantic flights heading to North America. It was busy, but despite the crowds, dropping off our bags didn't take too long. There was a line though. Now, Zurich Airport does have its charm. I loved the skylights which filled the terminal with natural light, and the quirky duty-free gondola display, a subtle nudge to discover Switzerland. After checking in, we headed towards Concourse E, but this wasn't as straightforward as it sounds. If you're traveling to a non-Schengen destination, you'll need to clear immigration, which involves navigating a long line, a chaotic crowd, and finally, a tram to reach the gates. In total, this took us about a half an hour, longer than expected, and cut into our precious lounge time. Now, once we arrived at Concourse E, the atmosphere shifted. This part of the airport feels newer, with sleek industrial vibes featuring large concrete walls and clean lines. It's not flashy, but it has a certain understated sophistication that I've come to associate with Swiss design. Despite the delays, I was excited to check out the Swiss Business Class Lounge. The Swiss Business Class Lounge, a bright spot, literally. The Swiss Business Class Lounge is located on the second floor of Concourse E, and the first challenge was finding the elevator. Spoiler, we didn't. Stairs it was. The lounge itself was bright and airy thanks to its elevated position and surrounding windows. If the weather had cooperated, we could have enjoyed the outdoor terrace, which offers spectacular runway views. Watching the planes take off and land while sipping a drink outdoors, that would have been the dream. Unfortunately, the terrace was closed due to unpredictable spring weather. Rain on and off, with temperatures still on the colder side. While understandable, it was disappointing. Inside, the lounge had some standout features. Starting with the floor-to-ceiling bookcase stocked with magazines and literature. I appreciated the aesthetic, but let's be real, I wasn't here for the reading material. My focus was on the food and drinks. The lounge offers a self-serve setup for sparkling water, wine, beer, spirits, along with a buffet. However, the lunch options were limited. They advertised a live cooking station, but it seemed to be more of a prepared earlier situation, with dishes placed in trays for self-service. That said, the tap system for beer and soda was a nice touch, and the drink selection was solid. I grabbed some Prosecco and found a spot near the windows to enjoy the planes taxiing. Despite its relative simplicity, I liked the lounge. It got quite busy as more passengers arrived, but the bright open layout made it feel less crowded. Next time, I hope to visit during better weather to enjoy the terrace. That alone is reason for me to come back. Boarding the Airbus A330. Nostalgia meets comfort. Our aircraft for this journey was a Airbus A330, which isn't the newest bird in the sky, but remains a reliable workhorse for long-haul flights. Boarding was smooth with separate gates for business class passengers. Once on board, I was thrilled to secure seat 14K, a coveted solo seat in a strange 2-2-1 layout on the right side of the cabin. Fun fact, there's no row 13 on Swiss planes. I'm not superstitious, but skipping that number feels like a safe choice. The cabin's design is cozy. It has a warm, almost log cabin vibe, with wood accents and striped brown chairs. It's not modern by any stretch, but there's a certain charm to it. That said, Swiss Air has announced plans to refurbish their cabins, and I think it is time. While the cabin was comfortable, it's starting to feel a bit dated compared to newer offerings. The seat, functional and surprisingly customizable. Let's talk about the business class seat. While it is not the most spacious seat I've flown in, it's packed with functionality. You can adjust the firmness, softness, even the lumbar support to your liking. There's also a massage feature, which was a pleasant surprise, especially for a cabin that otherwise felt dated. Storage is limited, with a small compartment under the in-flight entertainment screen. Speaking of the screen, it's nostalgic. Let's just say it wouldn't win any awards for resolution or size. But it worked, and that's the main thing. I did quite like the very customizable reading light, which helped create a cozy atmosphere, and let's not forget the Swiss branded headphones, an understated touch that I appreciated. Before takeoff, I was welcomed with a glass of champagne, setting the tone for a relaxing flight. In-flight dining, a culinary tour of Switzerland. Swiss Air's Taste of Switzerland dining program is a unique highlight. For this flight, the menu was inspired by the canton of Grissens, and it did not disappoint. My journey began with an air-dried meat carpaccio appetizer, served with barley and herb salad, lingonberry vinaigrette, toasted walnuts, and shaved cheese. It was beautifully presented and packed with flavor. For the main choice, I chose the chicken Seltenbocca. I think I pronounced that wrong, accompanied by a potato gratin and glazed carrots. While it wasn't as visually stunning as the appetizer, it was hearty and satisfying. Dessert was a rich chocolate cake, which was the perfect sweet ending. After the meal, I indulged in some Lindor chocolates as well as Swiss Air branded chocolates, which were offered generously by the flight attendants. Pro tip, take more than you think you'll eat. You won't regret it. Who doesn't love having some backup chocolate, just in case? Amenities and entertainment. Nostalgia meets necessity. The amenity kit was from Victorian X, a notable Swiss brand, and presented in a soft shell pouch. It included all the essentials, from herbal lotion to face cream. The bathroom was well stocked and even featured a small plant, a charming touch that added a little bit of life to the space. Now let's talk about the in-flight entertainment. While the selection of movies and TV shows was decent, the flight map technology felt like a time machine back to the early 2000s. As someone who loves tracking flights, I was a bit let down by the outdated graphics. That said, the overall system was functional, and I appreciated having a decent headphone hook on the reading light. Final thoughts. Would I fly Swiss Air again? So, would I book Swiss Air Business Class again? The soft product, including the food, service, and amenities, were excellent. The hard product, like the seat and entertainment system, is due for an upgrade, which is coming soon. If you're looking for a comfortable flight with great service, Swiss is a solid choice. However, if cutting-edge cabin design is a priority, you might want to wait for the refurbishments. This flight was part of a larger Aeroplan redemption, and the value I got was incredible. I mainly selected this flight because it fit perfectly into my itinerary, not because I was expecting for it to be extraordinary. That said, it exceeded my expectations in many ways. Just not all, the flight map was quite disappointing. Want to see a flight that really wowed me? Check out my flight on Oman Air Business Class from Muscat to Frankfurt, linked on your screen now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the skies.